This leads your bulletin. The Johannesburg City Council will this afternoon convene an extraordinary sitting to elect a new mayor. This comes after the resignation of Kabelo Gwamanda just earlier this week. Now, the ANC's regional chairperson and current MMC of Finance, Dada Morero, is tipped to be Gwamanda's successor. Let's touch base with our reporter. Newzroom Afrika's Juniour Khumalo is at the City of Johannesburg's council chambers, and he joins us now live. Juniour, will it be ninth time lucky?
Indeed, Michelle, it seems like it will be a second time lucky, because we know that Dada Morero was the mayor of Johannesburg for about 25 days in 2022. So it seems like he's highly likely to be re-elected this time around. Yesterday, we did speak to the Action SA Gauteng leader, Ngobeni, who basically said that Action SA will be throwing their support behind Dada Morero's candidacy as the new mayor. We know that the ANC has already joined forces with parties such as your EFF as well, your Al Jamaa and your Patriotic Alliance. So right now they have about 145 of the 270 seats, but also adding that Action SA has about 44 council seats as well. So they are set to have about 190 seats in the council. So it seems like it's going to be a clear victory for Dada Morero, and he's going to become the 10th mayor of Johannesburg since 2016. So that's 10 mayors and basically 8 years. So there's been a lot of changes in Johannesburg, but we don't expect the DA to basically put up their own candidate as much as they are not in support of Dada Morero's candidacy. The DA would rather want to put a motion for the dissolution of council, and they want the Joburg council to go into elections, basically the city of Joburg to go into elections within 90 days. So we are yet to see whether they are going to table that motion today to dissolve the council, or they're just not going to put up their own candidate. But Kabelo Gwamanda has resigned, and the understanding is that he might come back as an MMC. So we are yet to know whether Dada Morero is going to announce immediately his members of Mayoral Council, or he's going to wait until another day to make that announcement, Michelle.
You're absolutely right. I've got it here in front of me. It is 10 mayors in 8 years since 2016. Shall we take a look at the graphic, Juniour? And while you stay on air, just go through the how it's unfolded, who's occupied the mayoral chain. So it was Parks Tau 2016, and then, of course, Herman Mashaba 2016 to 2019. Jeff Makubo in the position from 2020 to 2021. He sadly passed away as a result of COVID-19. And then Jolidi Matongo and Mpho Moerane, both in 2021, and both sadly as well passing away in car accidents. Mpho Palatse from 2021 to 2022. Dada Morero, as you just mentioned, it will be his second time lucky if all goes according to the plans that have been laid. That was in 2022. Tapelo Amada, very short stint in 2023. And then, of course, Kabelo Gwamanda in 2023 to 24. So, Juniour, shall we play devil's advocate? If indeed it doesn't happen that, tipped or not, Dada Morero does take over the mayoral chain, who would be waiting in the wings?
At this point, it's unclear if there is anyone who's going to contest Dada Morero. Within the ANC itself, there were some calling for Loyiso Masuku, who is the deputy chairperson of the ANC in the region. Some were saying that she is more qualified, but we know that Dada Morero has more years in the political space than Loyiso Masuku. And when the ANC was trying to select a mayor in 2022, Dada Morero, when they were trying to select a mayor in 2021, Mpho Moerane was the best candidate, Dada Morero was the second best candidate, and Eunice Mchunu was the third best candidate. So the ANC this time around did not go through that rigorous vetting process that it usually goes through when it's selecting a mayor. They say that because he was the second best candidate in 2021, Dada Morero is automatically the best candidate right now to basically take over as the mayoral candidate. We don't see any other party basically putting up a candidate to contest Dada Morero. So it's highly unlikely that anyone else can become mayor at this point, Michelle.
So when does this council, this extraordinary council sitting get underway, Juniour? Do we know yet?
Yes, indeed. It is expected to get underway at 3:30 this afternoon. So in the next 2 or so hours, it's going to get underway. We do expect the members of the City Council to make their way to this council building behind me to start making their way there in preparation. We understand that there are still last-minute talks, especially when it comes to that Speaker of Council position. Right now, it is the AIC's Margaret Arnold, who is the current Speaker, and she comes from a smaller party, and there's that understanding from the ANC that they are still going to endorse the smaller parties. But we know that the one condition that Action SA had put forward was that they want the Speaker's position as well as the Chair of Chairs position. So those discussions are still underway at a provincial level between the ANC and Action SA. So there might also be that shock of the Speaker having to step aside if the ANC and the Action SA find each other. But as far as it stands right now, it seems like the Speaker is going to remain. It's only going to be the Mayor who's going to be voted for today, Michelle.